Welcome in Geminis. This is your monthly intuitive tarot reading, and this is for the month of June. And happy birthday, Geminis. For June, Geminis, this is your moon, or moon. This is the sun is in your sign. So that's always a positive time when the sun is in your sign. And I'm actually going to be doing a special watch to the end because I'm pulling a special card for you guys for your birthday month, a guide oracle, to kind of end off the reading with a little message. All right, so June here. Let's see what the energy of June has for you all. Thank you for joining in. If you're new, I also, some other things you can check out of mine. I have an Etsy shop where I have, I do handmade crystal bracelets that I do energy work on. So they are energy tools. I consider them for you all to utilize. So go take a look out there. I also have 2 books that I have published, and it is about creating your heaven on earth. So you can find those on Amazon, but all the links to my stuff are linked below in the description. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading with me, you can book one on my website. All right, let's see what's going on for you all here. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. I like that energy. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Okay, so June is going to be a good month for you. It's like you're feeling the sun, again, the sun's in your sign. You're feeling that energy. You're feeling lighter. There's kind of joy coming in. This is just a time to kind of relax and enjoy what is coming to you. Things are just going to be easier in June, I feel, for Geminis. And grounding, go deep, explore your roots. So this could be something where you are, there's something too about ancestors, or like spending time with family, or going back to somewhere where that's tied to your roots, to your ancestors or your family. You could be going to a location. But this is just kind of a time, if you see here, both of these cards, they're kind of sitting back and just, relaxing, enjoying rest and rejuvenation here. She's like reading a book. But there's something about reading, tapping into something or getting information or tapping into a book that will help you explore maybe your past. Your lineage, your ancestors, something that's coming up for you guys. Okay, let's check out some. I have the Psychic Tarot deck here. So we have material and spiritual prosperity, 6 of Pentacles. So again, a prosperous month. And in this card too, you see like the sun, the yellow sun symbol here. You see like the flowing, the abundance here. Everything's kind of in its full blossom. It's like an abundant season right now. So I feel like you're going to be receiving. There's something about being receptive, receiving material abundance coming in. Fulfillment of wishes. Wow, Geminis. This is, let's see, I don't want to start too early on saying this is the best reading I've done for Geminis, but this is all good energy so far. So that would be the 9 of Cups. So definitely a fulfillment of some wish, you getting what you want. And it's definitely going to be, you're receiving something physically. And prosperity. Okay, Geminis, should we just close the reading out? We don't want to keep taking cards and opening the door to, I guess, I'll say negative cards, but prosperity, that's the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely you're receiving money, you're receiving something from somewhere or someone in June. Okay, so you're going to be receiving something that's going to really help bring some ease into your life, and maybe something that you can spend some time and just, you know, going on vacation, or again, just like there's a lot of joy and kind of just, you know, enjoying life, you know, doing something you love to do. We have so this would be the Three of Pentacles, partnerships and alliances. Lots of pentacles here. So this is physical manifestations coming here. So you could be working with another person or other people. Again, partnerships, you're in alliance here. So you're allies. So you're working together on a same vision or goal, or getting to a specific goal, but everything's working together in a positive way right now, in the flow, right? Things are working good. Things are going well. I think the situation too, I'm kind of feeling like something's working out better than you expected. You could have had some apprehensions about some situation or person, or how something is going to work out, and not knowing what that's going to look like. But I do feel like it starts to like manifest and things move forward in a better way than you expected. Third eye chakra in the very center of the heart of the reading here. So this really speaks to like spiritual insights, right? That third eye, seeing things, seeing truth, gaining perspective, gaining some new vision of your life here. There could be some spiritual expansion happening, and that's why like you've cleared some things, you've integrated, and now it's like you've cleared any blocks to that receptivity. I kind of talked about this in recent readings, that if you feel like you haven't been receptive, like you haven't felt like you were receptive to the universe's blessings or to things working out, that could be in any area of your life. That things start to change. Okay, 18, that's shadow. So this is kind of like the mirror, right? This is the mirror, and the shadow self, right? This is, to me, the third eye in the shadow is like we're starting to really see things. We're seeing things in a different perspective. More to me in regards to us, like ourselves. We're starting to see the shadow aspects, the density, the belief systems, all these things that we've been carrying. But the more we're able to see them and be aware of them, we're able to work with these parts of us and to reprogram, basically, and clear that the shadows that are really have been running the show for us in our lives. And we're really changing there's a shift here, a big shift for Geminis. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We just had a major waterfall of cards. I'm going to take these two. So we have obstacles and challenges and sacrifice. So I'm kind of getting like, this is something you're overcoming now, right? So there is a situation, or there's been obstacles and challenges in a certain area of your life, like I said, or a situation. But this is shifting now. You might have felt like you've had to sacrifice in the past at the expense of yourself, or sacrifice what you really wanted, sacrifice your desires in life, but that's changing now, right? So you're focusing on, and this is all perspective now, right? One of the biggest things in changing our life and feeling stuck is really our perspective. And I think that obstacles and challenge that you used to see something as an obstacle or challenge, you're now shifting your perspective and realizing that they weren't actually what you thought they were. And actually the sacrifice was the distortion of your own inner parts or your belief or your shadow self that was distorting kind of how you see life or how you responded or reacted to life. And yeah, you ended up making decisions that were negative to you, like you lost out or you didn't receive and you gave more than you received. So there's something sacrificed here. But I feel like why these are coming out is that this is all shifting. And it's really being highly aware of these dynamics and these patterns so that you don't allow them to control you anymore. And the last card out is the Hope card. So I love that. That's a real like sun, positive energy, spiritual energy here. So I really see that now you're shifting your life, you're shifting your dynamics, your beliefs, specifically a lot around your beliefs, and it's like you're finally realizing like the only things that were blocking you were really yourself. You might have like blamed the people in your life, the relationships, maybe blame the amount of money you had in your bank account or your job or things, you not being in the position or job that you really want, or like feeling like that you've lived all this life and you haven't really lived a life of purpose, or really lived a life with relationships that were truly equitable, that really fulfilled you heart and soul. But you really did sacrifice your own deepest heart's desires for something. And again, created your own challenges in your life. You are the only one. And that's the key too, is taking accountability. But the only way that you can create strong partnerships and partnerships that are equitable is that you need to realize like your own shadows that have been in the way of creating those partnerships and alliances. And instead, maybe you always saw everyone as not on your side, but you kind of always felt like everyone else was against you and not supportive of what you really wanted. But I think too, that's going back to looking internally to see, why do I believe that? And is it true? And I don't think it is true. Okay. But you definitely did sacrifice something that you really wanted at some point. And now I think you're really focused on, what is it that I really want? What is really going to fulfill my life? And maybe the things you used to focus on, like money, success, work, things like that, that really at the end of the day are not truly what is going to fill your soul, right? It's going to be how you show up in your relationships, how you show up in the world. How do you show up in service to others, but also to self, but service to self in a way that's loving. Like if you push yourself, like I got to keep making more money and I got to keep, you believe that your value, your self-worth is based on what you produce, based on how much you work, based on how hard and of effort you put into life. That is a false belief. That is not true. And realizing to really be of service to self is to realize, no, like actually to be of service and love myself is to give myself more time to really do the things that I really enjoy, that opens my heart to joy and bliss and passion, and like rest and rejuvenation, like, prioritizing that and prioritizing ease in my life. There's a lot of these aha moments with the third eye that's really, you're starting to realize things that you didn't before, that didn't really hit, but now they're hitting. Okay, Geminis? And let's get one last Gaia Oracle. This is going to be kind of a theme for June for you, and just like overall guidance of what you need to be aware of is happening for you. So So we have yin and yang, creating harmony through balance. Again, creating harmony in your life. You are harmonizing the feminine and masculine energies. And look at how ironic here, or not. It's synchronistic, right? The yin and yang sign is right on her third eye. And you got the third eye chakra card. So that's definitely a big symbol for you. And I'm going to read this card for you. Okay. There is currently disharmony in some area of your life due to your refusal to accept certain aspects of your personality. Nothing about you is bad. Every trait or quality you possess serves a worthwhile purpose. Moreover, any trait or quality that you think you lack, you actually have. Make a list of all the things about you that you don't like. Then think about how each of these things serves you and others in some way. Right? We only show up in the world in a certain way, or have certain traits, or have coping mechanisms because we think, really on an unconscious level, it serves us for some reason, right? So like being a workaholic, even though you could call that a negative trait or an addiction, some part of you, deep inside of you, believes that this is serving you, right? There's a part of you that believes, for example, I have to prove my self-worth through how much I work, how much I produce, just like I said. So the part of you, it is serving that part of you. It's serving you thinking that if I'm a workaholic, and maybe obviously you're not going to think most people who are workaholics or addicts, again, don't think they are, but they actually think that's a positive trait to have. Oh no, I'm a hard worker. You know, I work 50, 60 hours a week. It's almost like a trait that they're, want people to know because they think it makes them feel better or feel important or something, or that they're, look at me, right? Look at me, look at how much I work. And so that's kind of what it's talking about. It is natural to believe that your positive qualities undoubtedly serve both you and others. However, for every perceived positive, there's also a negative. Now think about the negative aspects of your perceived positives. This process takes a bit of time and requires an open heart and mind. It is definitely a worthwhile exercise, for in the end you will hopefully see that nothing is actually good or bad. Every aspect of you serves both you and others. Owning, accepting, and loving what is, without wanting to change it, will lead you to experience a happier, healthier, and more harmonious life. So it is the integration of the dark and the light of ourselves, right? We're not trying to push away the stuff that we don't like anymore, right? We're bringing all of it and validating it. We're holding it all. We're seeing it all as a positive thing, even though we want to shift it or change it. And that's the only way that we are going to shift and change it, if we acknowledge it and validate it and really see those parts of us that truly believe that some of these beliefs, some of these behavior patterns or coping mechanisms, that we see that there's a reason for it. And, kind of, again, being nurturing to the self. That we maybe, we're programmed to believe that when we were children. And we don't have to believe that anymore. And we can change. We can shift our life. And what do we need to do that? Because maybe for us to not be a workhorse, to stop doing that, it's going to be really hard for us because of our deep beliefs. And we might have a lot of anxiety trying to work through that and kind of peel back the layers of why we feel like we need to do that. And that's the healing piece. But this is a month of a lot of positive stuff. And it is through this new perspective of the third eye that we're seeing the shadow self. But we're now able to work with it in a different way and clear any of those blocks that's going to open us up to more abundance and prosperity. And realizing that actually the more we do the things we love to do, the more we spend time with the people we love and just relax and rejuvenate and read a book, or, you know, just sit and enjoy this June, you know, this beautiful time of the weather, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, all of a sudden things become easier. And actually, we start magnetizing more wealth. We magnetize more prosperity and more opportunities easier than we did before when we were trying to push. All right, Geminis, what an amazing reading for you guys for June. And thanks for joining in, and I will see you in the next reading.